It's time for the show where high culture and pop culture collide.
So, what do we got here? 3 people, and this is the most interesting thing you could think of to do with your time. That's pretty sad. Wow, the tension is palpable. I can't wait to find out what happens. And of course, no game is fun without sharp objects to play with. And here's the deal with these screws. If you think your neighbor doesn't know the answer to a question, but you want to make him answer it anyway, buzz in and hit the S key to screw him. Looks like the little clock on the wall says, it's jack time. Player 1, ante up. Well, what do we have here? Incan-dinka-doo. And you're playing for $3,000 cash money. Okay, archaeologists, imagine this. Say you found an ancient Incan document and want to include it in an art collection. What 1970s art fad would best complement your new find? Spirographs, macrame wall hangings, ships and bottles, or magic rocks? Player 2, grab it! Ancient Incans had no written language. They nodded in colored string to record events and thoughts.
Agnes, that relic from a noble ancient culture is kind of neat, and that fern looks great alongside it.
Category time. Player 2, it's your call. Here we have Soldiers of Misfortune. How does $2,000 sound? Hey, did you ever go through the classifieds to see what people were offering? Well, get ready to buzz in and start typing when you can tell me who placed this classified. Protection for hire. Can't call the police? Fugitive war veterans ready to help. Don't let the Mohawk guy or crazy pilot intimidate you. You won't find us, we'll find you. Who placed this classified? Here's what you should have typed in. Mohawk guy, crazy pilot, frame war veterans, it could only be the A-team. Man, if they're this desperate for cash, they could get BA to hawk some of his jewelry. Player 3, give me some category. 1, 2, praise the almighty 3. The category, giving the presidential family tree a trim. Looks like this one's going for $1,000. You know, Hillary Rodham Clinton is pretty liberal, but it was really Eleanor Roosevelt who paved the way for forward-thinking first ladies. If in order to demonstrate her liberal mindset, Eleanor Roosevelt had refused to give up her maiden name, how would the nation have referred to the former first lady? Eleanor Rigby, Eleanor Kennedy, or Eleanor Roosevelt? All you... Player 2, you're getting screwed. Screw back. Eleanor Rigby, hey flower child, life is not just one big Beatles song. Player 1, player 3. Player 1. Kennedy, yeah, and you know, I heard that Kennedy's secretary was named Roosevelt, and if you count out the letters in their names, you... never mind. Player 3, it's up to you. Up to you, player 3. So you're saying her maiden name was Eleanor? Right, and she called her first kid Cult Jam. Ever considered a career in marketing? Franklin and Eleanor Roosevelt were actually fourth cousins and shared the same last name even before they were married. Yeah, I heard some of their kids turned out kind of two-faced. Player 1, tell me what...
You can't stop at 3, no, you gotta have 4, yeah!
This one's called Seeing Red. Get it right, I'm handing over $2K. Okay, let's say you're a member of the Cold War Nostalgia Club. You want to see a movie with lots of commies getting their asses kicked, so you rent Red Tide. But wait, you're gravely mistaken. What is actually the plot of this movie? Anarchy breaks out at the Painters Union, deadly marine creatures pollute seawater, Schwarzenegger plays a Soviet policeman, or scientists see an electrical storm on Mars. Player 2, it's yours.
Vermilion.
Coral.
Vermilion.
Coral.
Player 1, hit it. No dead communists here. A red tide happens when tiny marine animals turn seawater red and kill other marine life, causing a big stink. Tough break. Guess you'll just have to watch your golden box set edition of the McCarthy hearings again. Player 1, hit.
Let's blow this time and head for number 5.
Pucker up for 1, 2, buckle my hat. This one can net you $1,000. Let's see if you can wrap your head around this. Let's say Plymouth wants to make a car to commemorate the landing of the Pilgrims at Plymouth Rock. What will they most likely call it? The Beagle-mobile, the Mayflower compact car, the Santa Maria 1492, or the Goodspeed 1606? Take a shot, player 2.
All positions are filled, but thank you for applying.
Player 1. All yours, player 1. The Santa Maria? No, that was Columbus, and technically he was sunning it up in the Bahamas, teaching the natives to resent tourists. Player 3. The Mayflower Compact was a prelude to our own Constitution, drawn up by the Pilgrims shortly after landing in America in 1620 on the Mayflower. The Mayflower compact car probably really would handle like a rock. Player 3, time to make a decision. Shake hands with R&B GPA. $2,000 for a correct answer. Okay, class, sit up straight and pay attention. In his song, What a Wonderful World, Sam Cooke tells us he don't know much about history. Well, since this is one of the subjects mentioned in What a Wonderful World, Mr. and Mrs. Cooke can probably expect an ugly parent-teacher conference with which of Sam's teachers? His music teacher, his home economics teacher, his geometry teacher, or his geography teacher? Sam doesn't know much about geography, but he does know that he loves you. Which makes him an excellent phys ed student. I wonder what...
7, lucky, lucky 7.
And I believe this one's called History Can Be So Bizarro. You get this one right, and it's $3,000. Hey, you know how the Super Friends cartoon had a Bizarro Superman in the Legion of Doom who is kind of like Superman's evil opposite and did a lot of things backwards? Well, suppose the Spanish conquistador Francisco Pizarro had a Bizarro Pizarro. Which Bizarro historical event might have happened? The Aztecs declare war on Spain, Eskimos civilize the people of Spain, the Incas discover and conquer Spain, or the... Player 3. You're screwed, player 1. Give me an answer. Since Pizarro discovered and conquered the Inca Empire of Peru, a Bizarro Pizarro would have discovered and conquered Spain. But lucky for Bizarro Spain, later on in the American-Spanish War, they get Cuba and Puerto Rico. Player 3, when you can't successfully screw someone else, you end up screwing yourself. Let's have a cat. Whoa, players 2 and 3, take a breather, because player 1 is about to take off in a dis or dat. This dis or dat's category name is Kung Fungi. Okay, I'm gonna list off 7 things. You have to tell me if it's a type of mushroom or one of the martial arts. If it's a mushroom, press 1. If it's a martial art, press 2. And press 4 if you want to skip. For each right answer, you get $500. And you lose $500 for each one you get wrong or that you don't get to. Okay, can I have 30 seconds on the clock, please? Let's dance. Shiitake, Maitake, Aikido, Wushu, Inoki, Hapkido. Last one, Matsutake. That's all she wrote. Well, you got 5 right, which is sort of like, you know what I'm saying? Well, let's throw that cash into your total. And now back to our regularly scheduled program. You
Aloha, question number 9.
This category's known as Grow Up. $2,000 says you don't know this one. Hope you brought your suit. It's time to get wet. If you spent the rest of your life stuck in the first of Freud's psychosexual developmental stages, over which of the following would you constantly be obsessing? Lollipops, toilet tissue, peekaboo, or your mother? Take a shot, player 2. Toilet paper. Hey, call me anal, but you're gonna have to lose some cash for that answer. Player 1, player 3. Player 3, no. Player 1, it's player 1. Sorry, the Oedipal stage is the 4th stage in our development.
Here, let Mommy kiss it and make it better.
Let's call it what it is, a complete and utter failure. According to Freud, the first stage in our psychosexual development is the oral stage. Anyone got a toothpick or some floss or even a pacifier? Your call, player 3. Oh yes, it's time for your fantasies to be realized. You're joining a three-way. Okay, listen up. This is pretty simple. You're gonna see a three-way like this one. Buzz in when the correct three-way member is lit up and you score. But look out, it'll cost you $1,000 every time you're wrong. And be careful, individual answers don't necessarily have anything to do with the three-way as a group. Okay, let's get down and dirty. Let's just say this one's known as ABC, easy as, and that means this three-way will be as easy as 1, 2, 3. Okay, get ready, 'cause, here we go.
Oh, yes! Oh, yes! Oh, yes! Oh, yes! Oh, yes! Oh, yes! Oh, yes!
Okay, we're stripped down to our skivvies. Looks like that's all we got. Let's see how you scored. Well, player 2, it wasn't the sun and the moon, but I wouldn't kick you out of bed for that performance. Not that I'm very picky. So let's check out the overall scores. Well, seems to me player 1 is still whipping some tail in this game. Yes, it's time to move on now, but I'll never forget our special experience together, whatever your name is. Okay, either you finished round 1 or you have another round to go. You know, depending on how you look at these things. All right, kids, arm yourselves. 1 screw apiece. That's enough to get you started. Every question in round 2 is worth twice as much, so we got some serious cash at stake here. Let's get to it. Your turn, player 2.
Don't look now. It's question 11.
Let's see what we got going. Creme, get on top. And it's worth $2,000 if you get this one right. Flex those fingers, because here it comes. Who or what would you expect to be described as the creme de la Kremlin? The best man in Russian government, the best episode of The Honeymooners, the coolest car made by AMC, or the most mischievous little furry monster? Player 2, it's yours. Gotta answer it, player 1. The Honeymooners, that's creme de la Cramden. Player 2, player 3, who wants it? Up to you, player 3. The Kremlin is the building where the Russian government meets. And for a few rubles in the right hands, you too can buy yourself the honorary title of Creme de la Kremlin. Player 3, what looks good to you?
I'm getting a reading of 12. Over.
Open wide and get ready for a 3-hour saga. You get 4,000 clams for this one. Hey, you know how they christen a new ship by smashing a bottle of champagne on it? Well, imagine this. If the SS Minnow were christened in the same way the Vikings christened their ships, what would we have seen on the first episode of Gilligan's Island? The professor performing a ritual suicide, Gilligan sacrificed on the prow, Ginger and Marianne fighting to the death, or the Howl spitting on it? Player 1, hit it. Oh, cool. You're giving your score a Vikings funeral. Player 2, Player 3, the time is now. Player 3, make it happen. Gotta answer it, Player 2. Ginger and Marianne fighting to the death? That's the Gilligan's Island pay-per-view special. Player 3, it's yours if you want. Player 3, do it. Blood, champagne, same thing. The Vikings believed the spirits of the slaughtered victims would guard the ship. Of course, with Gilligan's spirit guarding the ship, they probably end up hopelessly marooned on a deserted island. Oh, wait. Player 3, you make the call. May I introduce Up and Adams? How does $4,000 grab you? Heads up, here it comes. Imagine that the Addams family is visited by a cousin, Nick Adams. Given the author of the Nick Adams stories, who most likely joined the show's writing staff? Ernest Hemingway, Jack Kerouac, Ian Fleming, or F. Scott Fitzgerald? Player 1. Oh, Player 1. Dance music, please. Player 3's getting screwed. What's the...
The name is Lurch. Lurch, Lurch.
Player 1, Player 2, who wants it? Take a shot, Player 2. Kerouac, beat it. Player 1, you can... Ernest Hemingway. You can already see his influence in the Addams Family theme. They're spooky, altogether kooky, they live in a museum, people come to see them. Player 1, gimme category. Oh man, do you feel gutsy or what? You just chose an impossible question. And this one is making yourself dizzy and tired. And let's see, this one's only worth $20,000. Okay, listen up. When you know the answer to this one, yeah, as if, buzz in and type the correct number. Say you jump down, turn around, and pick a pound of cotton. About how many pounds of cotton will you have to pick before you can jump down, turn around, and have a bale of cotton? Now or never. A bale of cotton weighs about 500 pounds. So when you've jumped down, turned around, and you're done picking, make sure you lift with your legs, not your back. Player 2.
Not 14, not 16, you're right in between.
Now serving bears, bulls, and balls. And you pocket $2,000 if you get this one. Man, is it me or can you see almost any kind of sport on some of those cable sports networks? If you turned on ESPN2 and saw a bunch of guys known to regulate stock trading playing basketball against colleges like Alabama and Georgia, what would you be watching? The ACC playing in the ACC, the WAC playing in the WAC, the SEC playing in the SEC, or the PYT playing in the PYT? Player 1, hit it. The Securities and Exchange Commission regulates trading on the stock market, and the Southeastern Conference is a college conference in the NCAA. I keep getting confused over whether the referee is signaling a jump ball or a junk bond. Player 1, it's up to you. Uh-oh, wet suck tit shine floor.
It's time for a licorice espresso.
Your gibberish category for today is one rude bitch. The opening value for this gibberish question is $10,000. Okay, you're going to have about 30 seconds to solve this, but every second and a half, I'm taking away some money. All right, this one's for all you kids at heart out there. What popular phrase does this rhyme with? Why, ma'am, snubber, you argue. And remember, ignore the... Take it away, player 3. Usually when you say things like, I am rubber, you are glue, it means you don't get along with someone. But have you ever tried getting in a rubber suit and covering your lover with glue? It's quite friendly. Player 3.
On the big bayou in Louisiana, question 17.
This one likes to go by McCriminal Justice. Get it right, I'm handing over 2K. All right, it's time to take a trip to McDonald Land. Given his sticky fingers, with what crime should Hamburglar be charged? Extortion, libel, perjury, or larceny? Player 1.
L is for loser.
Player 2, grab it. You should really get that looked at. Player 3. No, extortion is probably Mayor McCheese's forte.
You want special sauce? You gotta do me a favor, eh, Ronald?
Wow, you guys suck. Isn't that something? Larceny is just straight out taking someone else's property, which is what Hamburglar is known for. His punishment will be to wear a silly mask and run around making turkey noises. Oh, wait. Player 1, your choice. What are we doing? Okay, give it up for one holiday at a time. Hello, we're talking $6,000, so pay attention. All right, it's time for a holiday question. What holiday best fits in this sequence? Mother's Day, Memorial Day, Election Day, Blank Day, Thanksgiving Day, President's Day, Good Friday, Ash Wednesday, or Labor Day? Player 2, it's yours. Mother's Day is always a Sunday, Memorial Day is Monday, Election Day Tuesday, and Thanksgiving on a Thursday, meaning the missing holiday is Ash Wednesday. Nice job. Guess you know your ash from a hole in the ground. Player 2, take your... For your enjoyment, family drama is such a waste. And get this one right, you got 4K coming your way. Okay, let's say you're holding a big family reunion and you want to get really drunk so you don't have to deal with your relatives. Because of how altitude affects drunkenness, where should you hold your reunion if you want to get drunk the fastest? Venice Beach, Central Park, Mount St. Helens, or Death Valley? All yours, player 1. The higher you are, the drunker you get. So a reunion on Mount St. Helens will help you get drunker faster to avoid your relatives. And who knows, maybe your annoying Uncle Wendell will fall into the volcano. Player 1, tell me what's happening. Coming at you, spawn of the White House. Get a right answer, you're walking away with $4,000. Okay, pay attention here. This one's a toughie. Number 1, marry Mary Elizabeth Aitchison. Number 2, plan sex around wife's menstrual cycles. Number 3, get elected vice president. What mathematical set of rules and birth control method is this an example of? Alger hysterectomy, governorigamy, algorithm method, or CIA IUD? Up to you, player 3. That question was written as an algorithm. Al Gore married Mary Elizabeth Aitchison, and the rhythm method is a way of birth control using a woman's menstrual cycle. Woo! All that and not one mention of campaign finances. See, we don't always go for the cheap shot. It's all about you. guys, the attack is now in session. If you see two words that go together on the screen, buzz in and you've got $2,000. Hit your buzzer when they don't go together. You can kiss $2,000 goodbye. Here's the fun part.
Remember the clue.
The words only match if they fit this clue. Color my world. I'm gonna rock your world in a second here. Good luck. Player 3, that crap must be pretty deep. It took you forever to get one. Let's see the final scores. It's Player 2! Player 2, great game. Nice, solid win. To put things in perspective, though, it's just a trivia game. I mean, you're still going to die someday, and,